All right, so we're here. We're gonna hike up Battle Creek Canyon to the waterfalls. It's a pretty cool place. So we're starting here by Kwanis Park in Pleasant Grove. And the way you get here is you're gonna go up 200 south in Pleasant Grove and head east. And when you get to the top of the hill, you make a turn and there's a dirt parking lot. You'll see Kwanis Park, and before you go across the bridge into the park, you just make a right. And there'll be a sign, you go up into the canyon. So that's where we're headed right now. So the trail starts off nice and wide and pretty flat. At least until the point where you enter the actual canyon proper. But that all changes once you get into the actual canyon. That was kind of cool. I just gave a girl that was struggling with her dog a little bit of advice on how to walk him. I saw her walk off about 20 feet and she's just walking side by side with her dog. So that's kind of cool. It's fun giving people advice and telling them places they can go on the trail. All right, we've made it to the true mouth of the canyon, and it's a pretty cool sight because you can see Mount Timpanogos in the background there. You get this cool view of the mountains almost all the way through the canyon. And from here, the trail gets a little bit steeper. Also, you have Battle Creek here, and it's a really pretty little stream that we're walking by right now. We're gonna go through a few spots where we cross it too. Just a note, this canyon can get pretty windy, and the weather when the clouds come can change pretty fast because you're tucked right up against the base of Mount Timpanogos. So be careful of the weather. We're walking up not to the first creek crossing yet. That'll come later. But you get a view of the Culvert here, and they've got kind of this cool platform that we're gonna go check out. This is where a lot of Pleasant Grove's water comes from. Their drinking water, potable water. Until we get above the trees, this is what most of the canyon's gonna look like. Lots of shade, a little bit rocky, a little bit narrow in places. Beautiful view. And until we get to the first waterfall, not too steep, but take your time if you're not used to hiking, and make sure you drink some fluid. I love this passing area with the rocks and everything. Some really stunning scenery around here. You can hear the creek in the background. So I got to just talk to this senior couple, and they were really cool. I gave them some of my tokens, and they were talking about how overwhelmed they were by this hike. I mean, it's based on how in shape you are and your age and everything. They were overwhelmed by this hike, and they just saw it online and they weren't prepared. That's why I do what I do. And we've come to the first creek crossing here. A little bridge. And this is where it starts getting progressively steeper. So if you are not in shape, take your time, see where you go. Don't force yourself, and you'll be just fine. So this is a cave right after that first bridge that these one girls were hanging out in last time I came. So it's kind of a cool little point of interest along this trail. So this is the first spot where it's definitely getting a little more aggressive, and we're almost at this first waterfall. So to the right is the path down to the waterfall, and to the left you'll see this rubber mat, and that'll go up the creek and to the next set of waterfalls. So here's the trail down to the waterfall. As you come down the trail, you'll see the waterfall leap out into your view, And it's a beautiful, stunning waterfall straight off a cliff, fairly tall, and just great scenery. And it's not only enjoyable in the summer, spring, and fall, but you can enjoy it in the winter too. This waterfall freezes over and it creates like a glacial melt kind of a look with water running right through the ice. And I show that in my Battle Creek frozen flyover video, which you can view on this channel. And not only is this a great looker, but unlike a lot of waterfalls, you actually have access to other recreational events that are not open to the general public in most places. And this includes rappelling. So because of its proximity there on the top to the trail, it's really easy to grab the rope that's already up above the waterfall and grab some gear and an expert for safety and rappel down the mountain. These guys rappelled straight down the waterfall. It looks like fun and something I definitely want to try sometime. This guy looks like a Hollywood stuntman. Pretty good moves there. And these guys were flying down the mountain. So if you're hankering for adventure, come to Battle Creek and do some rappelling. And now it's off to the trail again. Alright, we're gonna head up above the waterfall. And there's other waterfalls ahead and it's really steep. As you can see, they got this non-slip mat that you can use if it's slick for you. You absolutely want to take your time here, especially if you're out of shape. And there are some sharp drop-offs on the side, so you want to avoid those. But in a second, I'll show you the view as we come to the top. So here is the view at the top of the falls. Now that's a view. And then you can go down into that pool, but I wouldn't get too close to the edge. You don't want to slip, that's for sure. That's a straight drop into hell. So we're gonna focus on the creek now. Lo and behold, we got waterfall number 2 just behind this tree. And that's going to be kind of hard to get with the drone, so I think we're just going to show it from here. And just behind waterfall number 2, you can kind of go off to the side. And it may be small, but here's a third waterfall. Again, I wouldn't play around those rocks. You're gonna slip and get hurt. If you're taking your time, this trail isn't too bad at this point. And look at this. Just a stone's throw away. What do you know? Another waterfall. So this would be waterfall number 4. And we're going to continue on up the trail as we pass the top of the waterfall here. All right, so we go up from the creek a little bit again. And now you kind of start to come out of the trees. Those waterfalls were all really close to each other. The next ones are a little further up. So you gotta go about a quarter of a mile or so from that last waterfall. And we should be coming up on the next one. I can hear it in the background. It's hard to make out this one, but you can just see it from the trees here. I think this is another one. We're going down some steps. There you are. Yet another waterfall, guys. Small though it be. And then after that one, we're gonna cross the creek again. And I do not want to fall here. This can be a little bit sketchy. I mean, technically I guess I could just go across, but I'd rather not get wet right now. It's still cold out. So let's see what's around the bend. Just some small rapids, nothing big. And it sounds like there's another one. So many waterfalls. Oh, this is a bigger one too. Definitely touching that one up with the drone. And here's some places where you have to kind of cross over some rocks. So this is why you don't want to go when it's raining. That would be bad. So this area above that waterfall is really, really pretty. You know, feel free to go in the creek where it's safe here. And it looks like there's a lot of signs, like the guy I just talked to said, of washout and stuff like that. You know what? I think that's it, folks. But look at that view of the mountain there. And that's the mountain you want to try to get to here in Utah County. That's kind of the crowning jewel. So hopefully you've had fun. Check out this video and subscribe to the channel if you liked it. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.